Shout
Feel like Mr. Rogers right now. Take off my sweater and stuff. Take off the jacket, put on a sweater.
Now, the beginning of his show was a different type of comfort. As you got older, you realize him switching clothes and all that was a different type of comfort.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I ain't realize like the whole opening to the old Mr. Rogers thing until you get older. You take off your jacket, you get put on PJs and stuff like that.
He said, "Would you be mine?"
Yeah. That's a different type of vibe. I ain't even gonna hold you. But yeah, man. Thank everybody for coming back out to another episode of the Three Amibros with your Amibros. Trey will be in a second. Y'all need to get out.
What's up, kids?
But if you haven't done so already, please go like, share, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be tuned into our newest episode.
Tell them, let me get a little piece of chicken.
They already left.
That's the whole plate of chicken.
Oh man, let's rip the band-aid off. Let's go ahead and rip the band-aid off. Yeah, here we go, Trey.
Band-aid for me, man. That's shit. I want you to start it up.
I mean, look, I was on Twitter for the last I can't say 2 days, but the last day and a half, everybody's going crazy on Jalen, and it's like this was Jalen's best game of the season. This is his best game. You can't fault the play calling. You can't fault them getting a hole called on you, getting thrown back first and 20, and then doing 2 quarterback draws and then a screen pass, and then potentially almost injury reserving one of your best players on the team. So I mean, I don't know. I can't fault AJ for being upset because the play calling was trash at the last point. You have arguably 2 of the best wide receivers duos in the league, and then you have arguably one of the top 5 tight ends, and you're telling me we're gonna do quarterback draws, and the first quarterback draw you gain 4 yards. After that, go into a pass, play action, RPO, do something off of that. No, let's do another quarterback draw, lose 4 yards, and then let's do a screen and settle for the field goal because we're already in field goal position. In my mind, I felt like they already felt like, all right, we're in field goal position. It doesn't matter. Let's just do whatever to get the field goal and then move on. Defense couldn't stop a leaky faucet, even if they had Mario and Luigi there to help them with the plumbing. Like it just it was just bad all around, man. The defensive play calling was trash too. It's just all around bad, but I can't fault Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had a really good game. 3 touchdowns in 20 minutes.
Time
of possession killed him.
Hurts all week. I don't even understand Jalen Hurts slandered. It don't even make sense. Oh shit, zoomed in on me. I'm saying, I distract myself. But yeah, people been killing Jalen Hurts, and I realized too, I gotta stop arguing with casuals because people arguing about Jalen Hurts, they're looking at his stats. Now, if you didn't watch the game, you look at Jalen Hurts' stats. He threw for 167 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Oh, yeah, he's a bum. He threw another interception. He threw a pick on the last play. It was a Hail Mary. But the casuals, bro, they killed us on the clock with an L. Clock.
Yeah, clock
they
management.
killed us on the clock. I had to make sure. You know what I mean? So y'all ain't pause me. But they killed us with time of possession OD. It was like, what the hell was it, 42-19?
Yeah.
It was, 42 or something like that. It was like 42 minutes and 19 minutes. This game is 1,000% on the defense. 1,000%. And I don't even know. I hate to bring it up, but our D-line is garbage. I don't know what happened.
Honestly, I think it's a combination of different things because why do you have your best pass rusher dropping back into coverage?
That's a fact. But we've been garbage for the last few weeks. So, you know what I'm saying? They said this game, Reddick dropped back OD. But we've been garbage for the last few weeks. We've been garbage. Our linebackers is garbage. That's why they can't come downhill and stop anything with the run. And you remember last episode I said, I think we'll win, but we got to stop James Conner. That didn't happen. Them niggas don't listen. They need to watch our podcast. They don't listen. He ran for 100. I don't know what the hell he ran for. He ran for.
He ran for 160, I think. 100.
Let me see. James
Yeah, he had over
128.
150.
120. Yeah, 26 carries for 128,
Yeah,
averaging 5 yards. Didn't need 5 yards a carry.
and Michael Carter was right behind him.
Yeah, Michael Carter was right there too. Yep. He ran for 7 for 61, 8.7 yards per carry. This
Yep.
team is cooked. This team is done. And offensively, we was cool outside of the 1st and 20. That possession, we just get like you just said it. We have one of the best wide receiver duels. We have top 5 tight end, a top
Top
5
five offensive line,
this
top
year,
5 running back.
top 3 offensive line, and we do some conservative dumb shit like we killing the clock or something. Like this team is done. I've never seen someone like Sirianni, and I've been telling y'all for like 2 months now. He's dirt. He don't do nothing at all. He's just there. He's just a good person. He's dirt as a coach, and I've never seen a coach have like 2 dominant seasons and possibly be on a hot seat because it's clear he lost the locker room. You lose the locker room, your team will cripple no matter what your talent is like. And it's clear they don't believe in him. He don't even the shit he's saying on the podium don't even make
Bro,
sense.
it was word salad. It was a whole bunch of word salad.
He's done. We got one more loss until AJ decides to speak to the media and really speak his mind. He's losing all the captains. We wasting the years of all our prime Eagles who's probably gonna be done after this.
We potentially just lost Smitty. Potentially.
Yeah, well, no, they said it was a high ankle sprain, so he's probably gonna be out.
No, I'm talking about in free agency. I'm talking about him leaving the team. We potentially just lost him.
I have zero faith. Well, I mean, hopefully we rest against the Giants. There's no point in even playing.
Nah, there's no point because we can't get anything lower than the 5th seed.
But I think we're done. First round, I don't care who we play. I think we're done. Like I'm prepared for the season to be done.
I think it's warranted that Sirianni be on a hot seat. And I tweeted it. As a matter of fact, I seen a tweet the other day. Not even the other day. I seen a tweet this morning. It said that if the offensive and defensive play calling are by the play callers, then what exactly is Sirianni doing? What is he showing to keep his job?
You said when you see that?
On Twitter.
Yeah, bro. I said that
Thomas Peterson. I think that's his name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I said this 2 months ago. I said,
what's the point? What's the point of keeping him?
All he do is clap, and he's a good person. He say like weird shit. What does he do? You're an offensive coach. You don't even call the plays. What do you do? Dirt. It's been dirt. That's why Staten had to take over play calling 2021.
And that's another thing that was brought up too today by Colin Cowherd when he said that you lost two coordinators who really was masking the play calling and everything from Sirianni. How are you an offensive minded coach, but your offense is so elementary? Like it doesn't make any sense.
And to go back to like week 1 or week 2 or whatever, I said, yo, this offense looked like our
Sirianni back in 2020.
I said this like week 2 or our second episode of week 2 or week 1. I said the offense looked exactly like Sirianni's offense 2021. This team is done. I'll tell you right now, don't even get your hypes up. I don't even know who we're gonna play. It don't even matter who we play because we most likely gonna play someone we played already, and I have zero faith.
We're either gonna play the Lions or we're gonna play the Commanders. I mean Commanders, but the Lions.
The Bucks, right?
Yeah, you're either gonna play the Bucks or the Saints, one of those two, or we're gonna play the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions or the South one.
Yeah,
but I think this team is done. They lost the locker room. It don't matter who we play. This team is done. We play the Lions, we done because they've been running the ball with 2 running backs now, so we done. We play the Bucks. I don't think much of the Bucks, but I don't think much of us, and I haven't in the last month and a half. So it's been fun though.
Drastic things need to change, and I think it starts with the head coach. And it sucks that you have to say that a 11-win coach has to be fired, but 11-win coach has to be fired.
I don't know if Sirianni got to be fired. We just need to bring in. See, this is what I don't understand though. We need to bring in a super offensive coordinator. But if we do, like, what the hell does Sirianni do then? Like, I think we should go get like
I don't
get like the Dolphins offensive coordinator or the Dolphins passing coordinator or QB coach as our offensive coordinator. Like some type of.
You would have to gut the entire coaching staff. The entire coaching staff would have to go.
Brian Johnson,
Sirianni can't stay, bro.
Brian Johnson,
and you know what's also a huge loss for us? Losing our backs, the the defensive backs coach to
Oh,
Baltimore.
the black my black man's
Yeah,
he should have been
Pat,
defensive
Pat
coordinator.
something. I forget his name.
Damn, what's his name? He should have
But
been.
he wanted to be defensive coordinator.
He
He
wasn't
was
doing.
in line at behind Jonathan Gannon because I mean, if anything, it was him that was helping Jonathan with
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the schemes and everything, and he was putting a lot of players in position to ultimately, make plays last year. I mean,
But
we led the league in turnovers because of
I
him.
don't. There's no scheme we can do. It's our personnel. Our personnel
Yeah,
is
but
dirty.
a good coach is gonna put your personnel in because it's all about angles. It's all about angles. The angles that linebackers and defensive backs are taking on the gaps. They're taking wrong angles.
But
A
that's
good coach is gonna teach you about the angles that you're taking. A good coach is gonna scheme to the personnel that you have, and a good coach ultimately is going to coach you up when you make those mistakes and bring it up in the tape room. It feels like nothing is. I think it was said in the preseason by Les Bowen. He said that this team looks so dysfunctional during practices that is going to eventually trickle out into the games, and this is exactly what's happened.
and
It's
that's
trickled
also
out into the games.
every game got new linebackers. We got a linebacker that got cut and a backup linebacker. It don't our defense is like prioritized on the D line. Our D line is trash right now. I don't know what it is. They're not getting no pressure at all. Nobody.
But
And
I think, but it's also the personnel that I mean, not personnel, but it's also the scheme bro. You can't in third down situations. Why are we 8 yards off of the line? Not even like we're 8 yards off of the line of scrimmage, bro.
but it also depends on like third and what. Because we show we can't when we play up, we get
It was
cooked.
a
It don't
it
matter
was
what we do.
3rd and 2. We was 8 yards off the line.
We get cooked on whether we bump, zone, we just get cooked. Like I mean, some of the rookies and young boys will hold their own with their rookies and young boys. They can't.
Mhm.
I don't expect them to be dominant throughout the whole game. I expect them to
Yeah.
make good plays sometimes. And like Keely Ringo when he got cooked for that touchdown, I
But
like.
I think when he got cooked from that touchdown, it was because that touchdown happened right after what was supposed to be called the OPI, and instead it was called the DPI.
Which was insane. That was
Yeah,
insane.
and I think that shattered his confidence because you could tell during the touchdown he was unsure. He was flat-footed. He was unsure exactly
Yep.
what he should do at that point. Like, and when that stuff happens, it's demoralizing. And you as a good coach, a good coach is gonna pull you aside and be like, all right, I understand that should have been called a OPI. It's a DPI. Let it go. Let's get back out there. This is what I need you to do on this particular play. We don't have that coaching right
Now,
now.
mind you, he pulled the receiver pulled Keely down with him, which is crazy to me. But I'm looking right now. It says going into the first half, the score was 21-6.
Bro, if you tell me 21-6 at halftime and we still lose the game,
because they was on the field the offense. The Cardinals was on the field the whole game, the whole damn half. They was on the field. Defense couldn't do nothing but get tired. And then offense was cool, but when it was time to make certain plays from play calling or whatever, like Jalen Hurts, I can't even rip him at all because he made one bad play. He threw that bad ball to Smitty. That Smitty could have probably still caught, but he dropped. But it was still a bad ball. It could have probably been a touchdown if he let him. But he threw it like to the right or some dumb shit.
yeah,
But
he threw it a little bit behind him. Yeah.
outside that, I can't even blame Jalen. But when we needed when the offense had to make crucial plays, they didn't. For whatever reason, from the play calling, from everything else, from the penalties, from whatever, they didn't make it. And the defense, like, I can kill a defense.
Would you also put that on Hurts though? Because Hurts has the ability to call the audible, and if he's seeing something where the quarterback with the design play that was called, if he's seeing that it's not going to work, and they're already like, what exactly? Because in my head, I'm thinking like maybe they told Jalen like we just want to be conservative because we're already in field goal range from the offside kick. Let's just limit any turnovers, limit any bad plays. We have a chance to kind of put this game away.
But I don't know how much
on the other side of it, they can't put it away because that whole second half they was moving the ball at will.
Yeah, I don't know how much freedom he has at the line. And then B is like we have 5 plays, so what he going to audible to play 4? Like it's our offense is just trash. Like and Sirianni, what gets me even more mad. This nigga was burning so many timeouts because he couldn't. Like, this is what you do, bro. You don't call plays. You suck at game planning. You should be able to manage timeouts and all this other head coaching shit. If you can't do the basics of head coaching, you literally are useless. You do nothing at
Yeah.
all. At all.
He burned 2 crucial timeouts when we could have used them at that particular point. You're right.
I don't know what he does. If you can't do the basics of head coaching, I literally don't know what he do. He don't do nothing else. He claps and calls himself the head coach. He does nothing. He's like the side. He don't call plays or nothing, but he's the defensive coordinator. He's just up there chilling. Our team is cooked.
All right. So I just sat here and listened 15 minutes of y'all crying like y'all about to have a top 3 pick in the draft. Like the shit is crazy. The amount of energy and the vibe switch from the beginning of the season till now is crazy. Like y'all was all, oh yeah, Super Bowl contenders after, the first 8-9 weeks of the season, and now it's just like all hope is gone from EG. First of all, don't mind this beanbag chair. It's making mad noise over here. I can't even hear myself speak.
We was 11-0 back then, and then 11-1. We was 10-0 and then 11-1.
We was 10-1, bro. We was 10-1. We was
10-1. Everything was sunflowers and roses, and then it's like now the season's done because y'all didn't get the number 1 seed. It's crazy.
I didn't say the season's done. He said the season's done. I think that we potentially could make a run, but the run would have to start with Sirianni ultimately giving play calling and the whole entire offense over to Brian Johnson and seeing what Brian Johnson could do. Because I think Brian Johnson got a bag.
Yeah, I'm saying the season done because of the last
Sirianni.
I hear you.
Seasons. This is not the same team that it was when we was 11-1.
Yeah,
it is the same team. It is kind of the same team. I'm gonna tell you why. Coming into the game, when we spoke about the breakdown of the game, when was it? Sunday, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I bugging? Yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sunday early.
The Eagles was favored 12.5, and I knew that spread was way too high because the Eagles defense is trash now, bro.
That was easy.
The Cardinals could run the ball and they could pass the ball. No matter who was on the field, they was down their top weapon, Marquise Brown. But I still knew they was going to be able to move the ball. So I didn't expect them to win the game outright. That was crazy. But like I said, the Eagles defense is just trash now.
Terrible.
You go into the half 21-6. 21-6, and you're telling me that was, and it's crazy because somebody put the stat up and they said that out of all the losses, like the tough losses, the Seahawks, the Jets, and the Cardinals, we was up at half with control of the game and ultimately lost all 3 of those games. And that's tough. And then you got 49ers.
But you also have games where you were down at the half and came back and won.
It's tough, man. It's tough. But I mean, I don't think that I'm not fully on EG's train right now. I'm not fully on the bus with we're gonna lose in the first round. I still think that we could beat the Lions, we could beat the Bucks, but the way that we're playing right now, we're not gonna beat San Francisco, we're not gonna beat Dallas. Those are 2 teams I know for sure we're not gonna beat.
What make you think we could beat the Lions and the Bucks? That's like, what have we shown in the last month?
If we can keep other teams, because we've shown that we could keep teams off the field offensively. We could move the ball and we could dominate the clock. We just haven't done it in a couple of weeks, but we've shown that we can do that.
And when have we shown that? How long has it been?
That's
the Bills game. The Bills game was the last.
That's you expecting to just go into the playoffs and just flip a switch. It's not that easy, bro.
I mean,
it's not that easy, especially when you're playing a team that's coming in with momentum.
It's not unheard of. It's not like it can't happen. What I'm saying is it can happen. There's a chance that it can happen, and there's a chance that it will not happen because of history has shown us otherwise, and the play calling has been absolute garbage. But it ultimately comes down to coaching, and the coaching has to be able to take responsibility for it. If the coaching is not able to look themselves in the mirror and say that this is on us and not the players because we have the talent, we're one of the most talented teams in the NFL, and you're telling me that we won 1 game out of 5 in the last 5 weeks. It's beyond me.
Yeah, and by the way, the Bills game was a month or some change ago.
That's what I'm saying. That was we was 11-1, 10-1.
That was like 6 games ago. Like in the last almost 2 months, we shown we are one of the worst teams in the NFL. Take away the talent. Take away all the talent on the team. I don't care about none of the talent because that shit is not helping us. We have been playing like one of the worst teams in the NFL in the last couple of months or last
month and a half.
Month and a half. We are trash, bro. You talking about beating? You said beating the Lions or the NFC top of the NFC. Like, boom, the Lions is better than the Seahawks we lost to. They're better than the Cardinals we lost to. They're probably right there with the Cowboys we lost to. They not that far off from the Niners that we lost to. The Niners, we can't stop the run, and they run with two people. Like, they run with two people. Their offense is fire. Our defense is trash. Their strength is a mismatch with our weakness.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then, like, why do you have faith in that? On top of this,
because I think that if we could go back to what we was doing in the beginning of the season and keeping teams and do what we was doing, dominating the clock, we can win. But the thing is,
you sound like the Ravens. That sounds like the Ravens of the past few years. You're just expecting to go into the playoffs and flip the switch.
No, I'm not expecting that. What I'm saying, I'm just saying that it can happen. I'm not discounting it. Like, I'm not gonna immediately just like, all right, well, I'm gonna throw in the towel. We're done. We're cooked. Like, I'm not immediately on EG's train. Now, if we start all our starters next week, which we really shouldn't, if we go with all our starters next week and get smoked by the Giants, then yes. Then at that point in time, I'm like, all right, well,
all right, but why? Why would it take one extra week? Like, why? What's the difference?
Because we're still playing for something. We're still playing meaningful football right now.
We're not playing for nothing. We locked in where we locked in.
No, but I'm saying as far as going into the postseason, getting a win next week, starting all our starters, blowing out the Giants gives us a little bit of momentum, right? If we're able to do that. If not, if we're the ones starting our starters and getting blown out by backups on the Giants, then yeah, this team is cooked. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a big confidence boost going into the playoffs.
No, our loss is a big confidence inflator. We done. Like, we just lost to a 3-win team. Now 4 wins. We just lost to one of the worst teams in the NFL. We blew a league and we got dominated by them. They had doubled our time of possession. That's getting punched in the mouth. That means we couldn't get off the field because they literally dominated us by one of the worst teams in a defensive coordinator that we hate. Our team is trash. Everything you're saying is like the past. That was the other Eagles. We're not them no more. When we played the Bills, that was the last good game we probably really had. We're not them no more. We're a different team now. On top of the fact of 6 more weeks of film of the opponent seeing exactly what the hell we doing, the 1 out of 6 plays we keep doing, we done, bro. Like, we done. I don't know why take another Giants loss or whatever. I don't even understand where you got the. I mean, I like the optimism, but it's just, I believe it's like blind faith. You just thinking we're gonna snap back into a team we was.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think right now. I honestly, I'm gonna keep it all buck with you. I really don't know what to think. I want to stay wishful thinking because I mean it's my team, but at the end of the day, I mean it's tough. It's really tough to watch a talented team ultimately shoot themselves in the foot because of bad coaching.
All right, so let me ask you, what does your eyes tell you?
My eyes tell me that
eyes tell you
that we're playing way below what we can play. We're playing we're playing like we don't have talent. We're playing like we don't have a really good team. We're playing like we're not confident. We're playing like a locker room without a actual leader, a voice, a coach. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a deflated team that's just, we got through the gauntlet. Now we're still ultimately going through the gauntlet, and there's no voice. There's no voice in the locker room saying, look, guys, this is what the tape is showing me. We could do better by this, and we're going to start by doing this, that, and the third. There's no answers. You have a coach that's going on a podium and just saying words. Just talking.
Bro. The Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, Giants, not the gauntlet no more. This is the back end of the gauntlet. We have the easiest remaining team.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
1-1.
It's like from what it looks like, it still looks like this team feels like they're still going through the gauntlet. And I don't think it's the teams that they're facing. I think it's something, it's more. It's more than just a physical thing right now. A lot of it is mental. A lot of it is what's going on in that locker room. And it starts with the coaches.
My question is, do you think this is the right time of year to be going through something like that? The playoffs is in 2 weeks, and you think it's the right time to be going through something, whether it be mentally, physically? When you go into the playoffs, you got the Lions, the winners of the South. Everyone's going to be playing their best football going in.
Right.
It's not
we're
gonna be
playing our
easy.
worst football, and we're playing our worst football right now. I agree. This is not the time to be ultimately collapsing, because as much as we talk about Miami, as much as we've talked about the Bills, as much as we talked about a lot of these teams that we've called frauds, the Eagles are frauds right now. They're one of the biggest frauds in the NFL right now. They're the worst 11 team. What it looks like, they're one of the worst 11 win teams right now.
Nah,
and
not
it
ever.
sucks. I wouldn't say ever.
Right
I wouldn't say ever.
Brady's
But
last year in New England, we was the worst. We was 11-0, and we was the worst 11-0 team ever. Like ever. Brady's last year in New England, that was the worst.
yeah, I just feel it's all I'm saying is just the deflating, and it sucks to, like, I understand what Troy feels, knowing that you have the talent, and like the talent segueing into the Pats, knowing that you have the talent, especially on defense, knowing that, all right, we're a couple of pieces away or whatever, but you have the coaching, you have the culture, you have everything in place, and ultimately you're not playing up to the standard that's already been set, and that sucks. It really does.
We're not missing. So we have all the pieces to win right now. We just
that's what I'm saying. But you can have all the pieces to win, but if you don't have a leader, if you don't have that right leader, it's like going into battle with not knowing who's the person that's leading you.
But we got leaders. It just don't matter. You can only
no. I'm not talking about the players, because the players, ultimately the leaders on the field are going to be the leaders on the field. But you still have to have confidence in your coach that he's going to be able to outcoach the coach across the field, that he's going to be able to call the plays to combat the plays that are being thrown at him. And if you don't have confidence in that, because that's ultimately what it looks like, there's no confidence in the play calling, there's no confidence that the coaches are making the correct adjustments, there's no confidence in the scheme that's being played, players are playing outside of the schemes that they've been accustomed to playing. You have your best rusher on third down who likes to bend the edge on third down and get after the quarterback, pin his ears back, and you have him dropping back into coverage.
I mean, yeah, it sounds stupid.
Okay, so you as a defensive coordinator, let me ask you. You as a defensive coordinator, Troy, you as a defensive coordinator, you're gonna drop Reddick back into coverage, or you going to tell him to pin his ears back and go after the quarterback?
Context in that, A, Reddick is not getting there. That's you not saying that, and then B, Collar is getting the ball out fast. So you're trying to trick him into doing something stupid. If you're not getting there, if the pass rush is not getting there, and the quarterback getting the ball out fast, of course you're trying to trick him.
I can understand that. I could understand that if it was just like a one-off play. If it was just like a one, maybe two-off play. 23% of his snaps was him dropping into coverage. 23%.
Yeah, which is a lot. But go back the last couple of games when he wasn't dropping back that much. He got a few sacks, but he still wasn't doing much.
We still lead the league in pressures. The sacks are just not resulting in it. But ultimately it's gonna come. If you lead the league in pressures, ultimately the sacks are gonna start coming.
I don't care what them stats say. When I watch the games, I don't see much. I see Dak Prescott comfortably eating a sandwich in the pocket. I see Kyler Murray. I don't care what any of them stats say, because I can see it with my own eyes. I don't know how close they got to be to consider it pressure, but I can see them quarterbacks do not give a fuck. Brock Purdy be sitting there crip walking in the pocket. Them pressures, I don't care what none of them stats say, because we're not doing nothing like pressure-wise. Reddick is our best pass rusher. He's the only somewhat productive one, and he's still not enough. So I don't care what them stats say, because the pressure we giving up is trash pressure. That's not good enough pressure.
Okay. I get you.
That's wild, considering y'all got one of the most fired D lines. In years. In years.
It also comes down to scheming. We run the less stunts in the league. We blitz the less amount. Like it's just a lot of different things that
y'all have the pieces. It all comes down to, like you said,
stunts is cool, but stunts is really for teams who don't have like good pass rushers run a lot of stunts.
No, and I get that. But what I'm saying is also, like, it's not just the stunts, it's not just the blitzing and everything. It's also a combination of what exactly is being called. Like, what exactly are we doing on defense? I seen a tweet that, and it had a whole bunch of videos that confirmed everything he was saying. It looks like the defense is playing 3 different coverages. It looks like the D line is playing one coverage, the linebackers are playing a second coverage, and the secondary is playing a third coverage. There's no communication. And it, like I said, it ultimately comes down to coaching. If there's no clear communication from the coaches going to whoever has the green dot in their helmet to get everybody in position, cover their gaps, cover their assignments, then everything is always going to be in disarray. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
I'm about to wrap this up, but Reed Blankenship, our safety, had the green dot because that's how injured we are at linebacker, that our safety had a green dot on his helmet. But B, pass rushing, to stick to pass rushing alone, pass rushing from a D-line is not that difficult. It's not many things you can do. It's just beat the man in front of you with pass rushing moves where you can stun, you can watch the flash, you can QB contain, you can drop back. It's not pass rushing itself from a D-line perspective. It's not that difficult. You can only do a few things. You just have to win, which nobody has been doing. Jalen Carter's been going crazy this whole beginning of the season.
He said it worked. He said it worked well. Yeah.
They clear him up now. He pass rush with his head down. They just sit on him. Pause. Jordan Davis, who's fired, he's a bum, bro. That's my guy. He's a bum. He's not. He had a good month of football. I still wanted to get Kyle Hamilton. We could have got anyone. Even run defense alone, he's not even that good at that no more. I don't know what he's
even with Kyle Hamilton don't make sense because we wouldn't even be able to utilize him the way that he should be utilized. The way that the Ravens are utilizing him.
Last year, he could have been in the Chauncey role. Chauncey led the league in picks and only played half of the games. But Eagles cooked. That's my wrap it up. Eagles cooked.
All right, Pats and Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, you want to talk about
one of those competitive losses, man?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what you want. This is what you want, though. You want them to be competitive in their losses.
We did a good. Exactly. I don't want to go out and get smacked by 40 on our way to a loss. I wanted to be competitive, but in the end, we get the job done and lose the game. There's no way. But Bailey Zappi threw 3 picks, no touchdowns, and we still almost won the game. We still had a chance to win it then.
Yeah.
But it felt like, I think now it really feels like Bill is on the way out, because looking at the end of the game, it really looked like he knows that it's his last, go round. Probably his last game coaching against Buffalo, the way he hugged McDermott at the end of the game. He never embraced the coach like that.
He don't
gave him a full embrace. It looked like he said it was a pleasure. I read his lips. It looked like he kind of said it was a pleasure coaching against you or some shit like that. But I don't want Bill to go. That's going to be tough. But he definitely got to give up GM duties.
Yeah, I don't want Bill to go either. I want him to give up GM duties, but
he got to give up GM duties. I want to see him come back as the coach. I want to see us get a quarter. I don't want a quarterback in the draft. Like I said, I want this next week coming up is going to be big, because if we win, we go from either 5 or 6 in the draft. If we lose, we locked in at 2 or 3. So I think we got to lose this week. It's a big week of non-preparation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
basically, play like the Eagles. Huh? Basically, play like the Eagles.
Nah, they lose them. They lose by accident though. They losing
on top of that, my wish list this offseason, I want Kyler Murray bad. Especially the way he played against y'all this past week. I want Kyler Murray at the Cardinals.
You want Michael Penix?
Penix? Penis?
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Hey, yeah.
Michael Penix.
I can't hear you because this chair is making that noise.
Penix.
He's playing right now, right? What's the score that game?
It was 7-up, 14-7 Washington.
Yeah, they up right
now. Glad I didn't roll my money over into Texas. Pause. But I don't like any of the quarterbacks in this draft. I've been saying that. I'm gonna stick to that. This draft gives me.
You holding out for Archie?
Hey, yeah.
For who?
Archie.
Or Shador.
Manning.
Or Shador.
Nah, not even. I want a veteran. I want a young veteran, someone like Kyler, someone like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be opposed to Russ. He's an older veteran, but I wouldn't be opposed to Russ. I really want Justin. But a lot of the quarterbacks I want now, it seems like they're going to stay in place. I don't think Chicago's giving up Justin.
No, I don't think.
I think the Cardinals are going to move on from Kyler.
How about Kirk? You don't want Kirk?
No. I don't want Kirk.
Well, I mean, if
Still
Bill's
need a playmaker. Like we need a playmaker who can make plays with his feet too. You know what I'm saying?
if
So-
Bill's out though, it depends on who your next coach is. I feel like your next coach would show.
Well, yeah, ultimately, want their
coaches,
own.
it would show really who your next quarterback will be.
I agree.
You're not a are you opposed to Trey?
Lance?
Yeah.
No, I wanted Lance in the draft. I wanted Lance and Justin. So I'm not opposed to that at all.
Let's Dallas trade him.
I'm not. I mean, he's still on his rookie contract. I think his contract is over in like another year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and he's not re-signing with the with the Cowboys, especially with
that coming on another year, and then they can exercise his 50 option, so he can be in control in 2 years. So we don't know.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna go somewhere where he can play.
Yeah,
because they're already talking about extending Dak.
Yeah, they're gonna extend Dak. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, Trey. I thought about that briefly when they first got him. I'm not opposed to that at all.
Yeah, but he has no trade value. So I mean, man, y'all can
probably another.
Y'all might be able to get him for 7, for 6.
Low risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And again, like he's young, he has, and even though he hasn't played much, he has NFL experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that with the right coaching around him, he'll be all right. I think Bill could scheme some stuff, but it ultimately comes down to the weapons that y'all are able to put around him.
Mm-hmm. And we need a new coordinator. B.O.B. got to go. Bill O'Brien got to go. Like I said, I'm not opposed to keeping Bill, him giving up GM duties, or at least, you know what I'm saying, going co-GM with somebody, and then us bringing in another offensive-minded coordinator. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see that happening though.
I would poach Joe Brady if I was y'all.
But a lot has to change.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Bill been the big homie there for a long time. I don't see nobody coming in and can basically have any type of power over him. I feel like I have to cut him.
That's why I said he has to co-GM with somebody, because you know what I'm saying? Not someone who can come in and be the strict GM, like I'm making the rules. Like whoever's the GM is still gonna have to, consult with him in decisions and everything.
Yeah, but it's like no matter they didn't have more success than him.
Yeah, it would like it's hard. I agree. He it's either he gives it up fully and never touches it, or he has to go, because there's no way that he's going to be able to.
Because he was basically in that same situation with what's this nigga's name? Because the Texans GM.
Yeah, but that's a respect thing. That's a Bill being respectful, but you can't bring in a young GM or a hot commodity that could move into the GM role and think that he's going to be able to overrule Bill. Given Bill's resume,
it's not, whoever comes in is not going to overrule Bill. If they bring someone in, it's going to have to be a mutual decision, and they're going to be basically equals. But someone has to consult with Bill. Like he can't just be the only one making these personnel moves, because it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
But again, it's like what makes the most sense. Bill leaves, goes be the GM and head coach somewhere else where he's unfamiliar, or he stays in New England where he's been 20 going on 22, 25 years and has all the familiarity. You know what I'm saying?
Start would kick off a new, fresh. I mean, because you look at Andy Reid. Andy Reid has found success in his second stint.
He wasn't 72 years old though. Bill is going to be 73.
I mean, but Andy was right behind him, bro. And he's in his 70s too.
But I'm saying when Andy was in his 50s,
his second stint. Yeah, I understand. I get you. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. And as clearly as a Pats fan for you, I mean, it's a touchy subject, because I mean, you have an affinity with him, and he's brought you 6 championships. So I could understand it from both perspectives.
And Andy 65, don't age my boy.
Like I said, even with everything that's going on this year, the players are still competitive. They're still playing for Bill. They're still keeping.
Yeah, he hasn't lost luck.
They're not getting smacked. I mean, we got smacked, I think, back-to-back weeks about 30 once. But again, they came right back out, still playing hard to the end, still trying to win games. But I'm saying I would hate to see Bill go.
I think Potty done for Bill. I ain't gonna lie. I could see Bill being a head coach, someone that what's his name for, and then on top of that too, you had to switch Mac Jones, and the offense kicked up a little bit. So Mac Jones could easily be the scapegoat now.
That's a fact. That's true.
Happening.
Steelers at Seahawks. I really don't want to touch on the Seahawks too much, but I do want to talk about the Steelers because let's clap it up for Mr. Tomlin.
Shit.
Yeah, another what's that? 11 years now? 11 straight?
I think
with a winning record, and he's the first coach to do it. And I don't want to say the first black coach. He's the first coach to do it. Period. So,
would you trade the first round pick for him?
Would I trade? I mean, it's Mike Tomlin. I imagine because we all talk about like Bill and his GM and stuff like that. Mike is a wizard when it comes to the draft. He's a wizard at finding receivers late in rounds. He's a wizard at getting the most. And the craziest thing is he's a defensive-minded coach for you to be finding offensive pieces.
Yeah,
so he used to be a receiver though. He's a defensive-minded coach that used to
but used to be a receiver, and that's how he knows how to handpick receivers and stuff.
Well,
so at the end of the day, like
they give their scouting team and all that credit too. It's not just
it's not. Like, but Tomlin is he has a certain command when it comes to the podium, when it comes to talking to the media, when it comes to addressing his players, when it comes to sending a message. I mean, there was that when they was on like a 3-4 game losing streak last year, and he came with the black Air Forces. He signed everybody with Black Force energy, then got everybody black Air Forces for Christmas. Like that's the type of stuff like that players gravitate towards. It's not just not to harp on the Eagles, but that's something that that's lacking. When you have a clear leader in your locker room that's not only willing to jump on his sword and die for you, essentially, even though it could have been your mistake. I mean, look how he's handled his two receivers right now, who everybody's questioning their commitment to the game. He's went out there and he's not questioning. He might question them behind closed doors, but he's in the media. No, we're good. There's no question. I trust these guys. If they said what they said, that's exactly what happened. Now, behind closed doors, whatever he says is what he says. But Tomlin is a great coach.
Sirianni did the same thing for Jalen with the Seahawks pick. He did do the same thing, so you can't kill him for that.
I mean, but it's different. It's different when you have one instance where Sirianni has done it, where Mike has done it repeatedly throughout his 11, 12-year tenure. Yeah. He did it for Big Ben. He's done it for AB.
Don't get me wrong. I cheer for Mike Tomlin mainly because he's black and all that. But that him having a winning season is fire, but that is overrated. I don't care that much. He doesn't go anywhere.
I get that. I mean, he's still a winning Super Bowl coach.
It's still hard to win. It's still hard to be consistent with winning
like that. Any given Sunday, it's hard to win.
Would you rather a coach go to the playoffs every year and never win, or win once every 10 years? Or would you rather a coach who misses a playoff for 2?
I mean, look at his team. Look at his teams. Look at the teams that he's rostered. Not the defense has been fired. The offense has been hit and miss because of the quarterbacks that they've employed. Big Ben fell off. They still
Big Ben. He had the receivers you can name all together.
Big Ben hasn't been Big Ben since AB was there. Since AB and Bell was there.
But he was there. Mike Tomlin was there. That was still his team too. They got past.
That's what I'm saying. Big Ben hasn't been the same since then. And mind you, they still went deep into the playoffs.
I think when they played the Jaguars, what was that? 2017. That was 5 years ago. Big Ben been retired. I think
what I'm saying is Big Ben hasn't been Big Ben since they had Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Pierce. Guys, the last time Big Ben was actually Big Ben. Big Ben got injured right after they traded Le'Veon Bell to the Jets. Then he got injured again the next season. Antonio, they ended up trading Antonio Brown. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that was the end of like
that's what I'm saying. It's the end of Big Ben's. That was the end of, and then on top of that, who do you have after Big Ben? You have Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. You got Kenny Pickett. They really haven't had a quarterback.
It's no different from the Celtics. Yeah. It's no difference from the Celtics when they had to go through Jordan every year. They was consistently good and they had to go through Jordan, and Jordan was dominating. Same thing with the Steelers. They was fire Tomlin's always been winning, but he always had to go up against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady at some point in time, and that's why he hasn't been able to win consistently. I think if they were in the NFC,
it's not just Tom Brady. He had to go through Peyton.
He had to go through Peyton, right?
He had to go to Peyton in Denver. He had to go through Rivers and the Chargers.
Ravens was always a problem. Flacco and the Ravens, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
How good are you if you can't beat the best coaches? How good are you really?
I mean, he still went to the Super Bowl.
No, he still beat them from time to time.
I'm still
got the Super Bowl.
He still went to the Super Bowl 2
he still
times.
Got one.
12-year tenure.
No, I like Tomlin, but I just think the whole him winning.
He's been twice, right?
Yeah, he won twice. He won one, lost one.
Which one he lost to? Oh, the Packers.
But
the Packers, was he there? I don't think he was there with the Packers.
No, yeah, he beat the Cardinals. He lost to
the Cardinals, and he lost
to the Seahawks, right?
He lost to the Seahawks.
The Seahawks? No, hell.
Was it the Seahawks? No. That was Big Ben. That was Big Ben, and that was Cal.
It was the Packers. It was A-Rod in 2010. They lost to the Packers in 2010. Aaron Rodgers won, and then a couple years later they beat the Cardinals. But he wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't think that was him.
With the Packers?
Yeah, when A-Rod won his first ring.
No, he was still a receivers coach.
Yeah, I don't think he was the head coach. I think he was only the head coach with the Cardinals. I think
he was the head coach with the Cardinals, and they won.
Yeah, but I mean, he's cool.
My memory serves me well.
But I just think him never losing thing is like, I feel like that is just, it's like overrated.
I mean, but that's it. But that's still that's first of all, Bill Belichick has been head coach for how long, Troy? 20-some years. And how many losing seasons
next year? 25. Next year be 25 in New England.
That's what I'm saying. And he's had
but he's not
seasons. Andy Reid has had losing seasons. Jimmy Johnson has had losing seasons.
But you're talking about Jimmy Johnson got 3 rings. Bill Belichick got 6.
Okay, but they still had losing seasons though. We're talking about losing seasons.
They're not known for that. They're known for going to back-to-back NFL championships and always being in the NFC.
And what is Tomlin known for? He's known for going deep into the playoffs. He's known for winning the Super Bowl.
They don't go. When last time they been deep into the playoffs? The Jaguars. I think that was the first round. No, they came back on the Jaguars and
they came back on the Jaguars. And
no, they lost to the Jaguars, and I think the Pats beat the Jaguars.
Yeah,
they don't go deep into the pause. He don't do nothing. But I mean, he wins regular season games. It's cool. But he doesn't go much further than that. It's just cool.
It's hard. It's hard to win in the NFL. Like, I mean, let's keep it a buck. It's hard to win in the NFL. So anytime you could go 11, 12 straight years of having a winning season, that's still an amazing feat, bro.
Shout out to that. But I'm tired of hearing about it. He's not doing nothing else. He's not going into the playoffs. It's cool. Yay. But that's not enough for me. I don't know. It's not enough for me.
They would have won more games if he would have just if he would have benched Kenny Pickett earlier in the season, they would have won a lot more games.
Kenny Pickett is garbage, bro. I've never been a fan of him. Even from the little fake slide.
All right. I don't really want to talk about the Falcons too much. I just want to talk about Fields. Bears is keeping him, right? I mean, if you're Chicago, you're not trying to get rid of Fields. I mean, can we put that to bed?
The fans
yelling for him. They was yelling, "We want Fields."
Yeah, the fans want the organization. They still got to make a decision, but it's tough. I mean, he made his case. I always been saying it was never Fields.
It was never Fields. It was
Fields not progressing fast enough, but you could definitely see.
You can't put a timetable on progress for a young player.
Yes, you could, especially at a quarterback. Yes, you could. You can't.
But he's had 3 different systems since he's been in the league. It's hard to grow.
But Fields, bro, Fields been playing is nowhere near close of what he should be doing. Fields, and I'm a Fields. You see me all last season. Fields is special, but he has not been special enough in 3 years. Yeah, he hasn't shown from this year, not in the last recent games because he has, but in the beginning of this year, from when he first started playing quarterback, he didn't look that different, and that's on him. No matter what the system is and all that, if you still have the same flaws and all that, 3 years later, that's you. He still has to progress on. He still have to improve on a lot of different things, but I still believe in him.
I think out of all the young quarterbacks, he has probably one of the highest ceilings.
But young what?
What young quarterbacks you compare him to?
That's what I'm saying.
to the young one, the ones that are around his age, like Hurts, like Young, like Stroud. If we're comparing him to everybody around his age bracket, I still think that he has one of the highest ceilings.
I agree because he got the tools. Like I said, his development. Same thing with Mac Jones. They played in basically three different systems since they've been in the league, and that's why they haven't. Just like Mac is broken, Fields is a little bit broken too. He's just more talented. So it's a lot more.
Let me ask you a question: If we switch Herbert and Fields, switch teams, we put Fields on the Chargers, we're not having this conversation right now.
We're not, because I don't think Fields would still be. I don't think he would be. He wouldn't put up stats like Herbert. I'll tell you that.
But he would be. It would be up there. He would have a winning. He would be winning over there.
I think he would probably be winning because of the roster. But him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the roster that's been around him. This is his best roster coming into the season. This was his best roster.
I bet you his roster right now. I think Herbert would still have them winning some games, or at least put up stats. Way better stats than Hurts. I mean, I said Hurts than Fields. Way better stats.
All right. So let's keep it in the division. You put Fields in Detroit right now with all the weapons that Detroit has. They're not a Super Bowl team right now. With Fields is, in my opinion, Fields is better than Goff. Period. Hands down.
Right now, it's not even close.
What are you talking about? With Goff?
Career, he has never been better than Goff in his career. You talking about potential?
Okay, and I'm talking about switching quarterbacks. If Goff is on Chicago, bro, and Fields is in Detroit right now with the running game that they have, with the receivers that they have, with all those weapons, you're telling me that they wouldn't be a Super Bowl contender currently?
This is what we argue, because I love Fields. But you are blaming.
It would be, bro. Think about it, though. That RPO game with Gibbs and Montgomery.
You giving too much blame to everybody but Fields.
No, I've never said that.
Fields has never been better quarterback than Jared Goff in his NFL career. Not one game has ever been better than Jared Goff. Ever. And I don't even like Jared Goff like that. But Fields
wait. He's never had a better game than Jared Goff in his career.
I mean, I'm talking about passing and all that.
Because there was a point in time where Goff was. There was a point in time where Goff was a bust, like
a bum.
Like he was a bum. He was a bust. People forget, like just because he's rejuvenated in Detroit for the past 2 years, don't forget that the Rams got rid of him for a reason. You feel me? Like he shit at the bed. He shit in the
one of the greatest offensive minds in the game. Got rid of Goff.
Bro,
one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL right now got rid of the quarterback because he could not do anything with it.
He felt like the team wouldn't win because of him. That's why they got rid of him. He was still going crazy. His stats on the Rams: 28-7, 32-12, 22-16.
He had elite talent.
That's what
he had an elite talent and an elite system to work with.
How many games Fields went without even throwing for 100 yards, bro? They wouldn't even trust him to throw.
Okay,
but then there's games where he's thrown for 400 and 300. This past game,
I don't think Fields has ever thrown for 400 yards.
You put Fields in a Detroit uniform with all those weapons that he has right now. I promise you, they will be scary.
Look what he's doing with just DJ. DJ just had another 120-yard game. DJ's going over like 130 like 3 times this year already.
He got 1,300 yards. But if you watch the games where he had them 200 yards, he was getting screens and taking it to the crib. I love Fields, but I'm not gonna gas him like.
Okay, but that's all on play calling. That's not on him.
It wasn't.
That throw where he hit him in the back of the end zone. Not many quarterbacks can make that throw.
No,
his accuracy is.
No, he has special talent. But what I'm saying is, them 200+ yard games for the most part was DJ Moore. It was more like Fields has not been a special quarterback yet. I'm not ready to crown him special. I think he will be special.
I'm not saying that he's going to be like the best quarterback. I'm saying if you put Fields in a Detroit Lions uniform currently with the weapons that they have, they would be Super Bowl favorites currently.
You put him on a lot of these teams.
You put him in San Francisco.
You put him in Dallas.
Yeah, but you put him in San Francisco, I think the scheme would make him better. I think it would be Kyle Shanahan in Fields. Like that combo to me is crazy.
Okay, and he'll be 1,000 times better than Purdy. But currently in the San Francisco uniform.
I think you can do that. You see what he's doing with Jimmy G. Jimmy G brought us to the Super Bowl. That's Kyle Shanahan. That's not Fields
Okay.
to me. That's
And I guarantee Shanahan will have to do less with what he's done with Purdy and Jimmy G with Fields. It wouldn't
know.
be dink and dunk. It would be I have my full playbook
I don't see now.
utilizing on Fields because Fields
now
can make the
I
throws.
agree with that. I can see that.
NFL wise, NFL career wise, Purdy has been a way quicker decision making than Fields. Way quicker decision making.
Okay, but
the system and the scheme is easy to make a quick decision.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying
and then
apples to orange we arguing about.
But you're also
but I'm saying like that's my fault, Lou, for cutting you off. But that's literally Justin's strength. So that him in San Francisco, he would flourish. That's all he did at Ohio State was make the first read. That's what his knock was just he was a one read quarterback. So if he could go to San Francisco and make the one reads that Brock Purdy's doing.
No, but that's Brock. What I'm saying is that's Brock Purdy's strength. That's Justin Fields' flaw. So
no.
Else but
what would Shanahan do? What would Shanahan do? Maximize on your flaw to make your flaw into a strength.
Okay, hold on. Is Brock Purdy's strength because he's in San Francisco? You put Brock Purdy on the Bears, you think he's the quick decision maker that he is in San Francisco? No. He's going to look exactly like Justin Fields. No O-line, no weapon.
Literally has nothing else. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's not fast. He's accurate-ish, I guess.
He has so he wouldn't be a starter in Chicago.
And you're also talking about a quarterback, exactly what Troy said at the beginning of this segment, that you're talking about a quarterback that had 3 different coordinators, 3 different head coaches, 3 different playbooks that he has to go through and learn. And it's not just you're learning throughout the season. You're trying to learn on the fly while starting as a young quarterback.
NFL's, first of all, unless you have a special system, it's a lot of the same plays. It's just different verbiage, different. It's really not that how
that's still tough. That's still tough because you're not just learning your playbook, but you're also learning as a young quarterback coming into the league. You also have to start learning the defenses that are going to be thrown at you. Looking at the sky.
Different. Last year,
do you know how long 3 years in the NFL is?
Last year, but there's one year where he just couldn't. His coordinator wouldn't let him throw the ball. He went from a system that he couldn't pass. He was a running back, so now he can throw the ball.
That's what I brought up. I said certain things like that. I can't. That's on the coordinator too. I can't argue that because that's him not giving him a chance to even make a mistake. And then when he did, it's because he made mistakes when he gave him chances. So they try to rope him back in, which I thought was wrong. Like just let him go out there, be free, and play his mistakes.
Because if you don't make the mistakes, you're not going to learn how to not make those mistakes in the future.
Defenses and all that, bro. He's played 3 years in the NFL. You know
you're
how
saying that you haven't seen any development from him.
No,
because I've seen it. We're looking at a quarterback this year, and you're seeing him develop into a better quarterback.
Think about Carson, right? Carson, boom, from year 1 to year 2, he was damn near MVP. Jalen,
we can't say that. We can't say that because the Bears haven't fostered a roster around him and for him to fully be able to make the ascension into year 2. Bro, year 1 to year 2, you could say that year 1 and year 2 was year 1 still because
Carson's MVP year roster, they won the Super Bowl, even though he wasn't the quarterback. I won the Super Bowl.
2019, we didn't even have a receiver that went over like 500 yards. And Carson still was decent, and he came off his back broken and all that. You can go to Lamar. Look at Lamar and all of this.
But Lamar has. But that's the thing, though. Lamar has had stability. You want to mention Carson? Carson has had stability. You're talking about quarterbacks who's had stability in this league and that has had success in that offense for them to be able to adjust and to develop. When you have the coordinators there in place, you're not changing playbooks, you're not changing the looks, you're not changing because you could say that the only thing that changes is verbiage. Fine. The only thing that may change is verbiage, but you still got to learn the new verbiage and you still got to be able to relay it to the receivers that's going out there to run the routes. You still got to understand the terminology so that you could audible into the correct play. Look at the pre-snap so you can look at there's a lot that goes into playing quarterback. This is why they get paid big bucks.
You making it sound like to a regular person that sounds crazy. For someone who's been doing it over and over and over in different ways their whole life, it's not that hard.
I get that. You're saying that it's not that hard, but for a young quarterback to lose his coordinator and his head coach in his first year, then he loses a coordinator in his second year, then he loses his coordinator, another coordinator and head coach in his third year. You're asking for him to progress and to get better with him losing with him
All right.
losing pieces.
Let me ask you a
It's 1000% that hard because, okay, like you said, Lou, quarterback is by far the toughest position to play in the NFL, right?
question.
One of them. I
Key
think
and point. Key and point.
is the hardest.
Clearly,
All right, but listen, but hold on. Key and point is receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chad Johnson, right? One of the best receivers to ever play the game, right? He's been doing it before he got to New England, right? He was doing it his whole life, right? He knew basically all he knew because it was the end of his career, right? It was the tail end of his career. Reggie Wayne too, when he came to New England.
They
Hall
said
of
that
Famers,
getting
right?
to New England, it was
But
hard.
they said it was the toughest system to pick up and learn. And these are players who've been playing receiver, the position, their whole careers, their whole life. And it was still the toughest thing they ever had to do was when they got to New England and learn the playbook. So it is 1000% tough to learn the quarterback when you're playing in different systems, especially like you said, Lou, as a young quarterback.
Because Cam said that a lot of players, the common denominator is New England. That's Bill. That's Tom.
But that's not the common denominator because you could look at different areas too. Because even what's his face, Peyton Manning. When Peyton Manning got to Denver, he tried to bring his Indianapolis playbook over to Denver, and they was like, no,
what did A. Rodgers do to the Jets?
And he still
what
had
did A. Rodgers do to the Jets?
Thank you.
He got Nathaniel Hackett for a reason.
Hold on, I'm lost because Peyton threw a record his first year. He had a record.
But what I'm saying is, you still got to learn a whole new playbook. You still got to go into. You're talking about different offensive coordinators, different coaches.
Listen,
you're talking about different coaches. You're talking about different
about,
terms for routes that you're used to.
The experience as a football player, obviously, I was in the NFL. What we do right now, or we go to work, all the distractions. They don't have that. That is their job. So going to work. They go home, they read their playbook, they watch film, they go to practice and do it over and over and over again, and it gets easy. It's repetition every day.
I get that. I get it becomes muscle memory, but you're also talking about a young quarterback who's coming straight from college, because it's not like back then. It's not like back then where these top quarterbacks that are coming in, they get to sit behind a known veteran and actually learn.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's just the basic fundamentals of the game has changed too. Like you said, back then you knew you learned more about the game coming in back then. Now, colleges, you learn one system. You don't know the entire route tree as a receiver coming into the NFL. You don't know every single ins and out of defenses coming in as a quarterback. Justin Fields, Ohio State had one of the most simple offenses. Like, he wasn't coming in understanding defenses, so it's hard for him to pick up defenses and learning in a different system his first 3 years in the league. You know what I'm saying?
In his first year, like a jump. Sam Darnold has had a better, like he still has had a season better than Sam Darnold, Carson Wentz. I'm talking about rookie years, whatever you want. Their worst year was better than his best year. As a passer alone, like, we making too many excuses for him. Go look at Sam Darnold. You think he's better than Sam?
I wouldn't put it like that.
I think Sam Darnold had a better situation. Every single quarterback you named still walked into a better situation than Justin.
You think the Jets?
Hands down.
First of all, I still think that when you say their worst season is still better than Fields' best season, currently Fields is in his best season, and Darnold has never been able to replicate anything that Fields has done this season so far. Period.
Bro,
so
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the
but you're the one that says that it's not always the stats is going to tell you. It's always going to be the eye test. If we're talking about the eye test, Darnold has never looked this good. That Fields looks like a competent quarterback. He looks like he's playing fearless. He's going out there. He's playing confident. He's reading defenses. Like, he's literally doing pre-snap. He wasn't doing this last year. And you're telling me he hasn't.
And you know what he's kept through it all? He's got that dog in him too.
That's the main thing. That's what makes him
special. He has that dog, and that's what's gonna prevail through all of that.
And that's what makes him special. But excuse for Fields is my man. I don't want to keep killing him, but I don't understand. Fields has not been, bro. He threw.
I think you just want to. I think you want to be right, but you don't want to be right now. And
he just want to keep it down to earth. He just want to stay. He want to keep it down to earth, which is understandable.
Do you not remember the last season of Amibros? I'm saying he better than Trevor Lawrence. And why would I not want to be right?
Yeah, I mean, no, and I get that. I get that. What I'm saying
What
is,
you talking
I'm
about?
saying
Yeah,
is
bro.
you don't want to you
170,
want to be right, but you don't
166.
want to be right now. And
What do you? I
the
don't
reason
know.
why
I
I'm
don't understand what you see. 170, 166,
saying,
169.
bro, you're not.
Like,
But
Yeah,
it's not just
you're
that.
sticking to the stats.
no.
Yeah,
My stats
you're
backing
sticking
up
to
my.
the
I started
stats.
with my eye test. What I said, he's not that
The
much.
eye test, okay. So if you're looking at the eye test shows you that he's progressed this season, that he's taken that leap this
No, he
season.
progressed.
The
Yeah,
eye test shows you that.
said the last few games he has been good, and I think
Bro,
he's
prior to his injury, the last 2 games prior to his injury,
prior. No,
he was
yeah.
balling.
What about the games before that? Before them last 2 games?
Okay, he started
he
off
was
the
bad,
season
bro.
slow. Name one quarterback this year that's been perfect the entire season,
No,
bro.
I can name a lot of quarterbacks who's been better than him in their first 5 or 6 games. He's in his third year, bro. His third. Who's a rookie? Name a rookie quarterback,
I just think that we're
bro.
not
All right,
just
so
not just
bro,
I
that's your
think
question.
that everybody is given
Look at
expectations.
C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud was his backup.
CJ Stroud is
what?
I can't
What?
yeah. I mean that's a
Backup
little
quarterback.
different. That's a little different.
Quarterback
But
system.
coming into
Everything.
coming into the draft, we all said it that CJ Stroud was probably the most quarterback ready quarterback coming into it.
Yeah, for regular not to be
Fields wasn't he wasn't NFL ready coming into it. He needed to sit.
I said
He
he was
needed to sit. I didn't think
no,
so.
I didn't. What?
I think he needed to sit for a year.
No, you did not say that. You said Fields was cool. All you never said he needed.
No, I said Fields. Yeah, and I still stand behind
you
that.
never
I
said
think,
he needed to sit a year. I think Troy's the only one against
I
Fields.
didn't say it.
I didn't
say it. I'm telling you how I felt. I'm saying that
no,
I felt that.
back,
But honestly, I
back
think that all of these young quarterbacks should sit for a year. And I said it with Trey Lance. I said it with
Yo, Troy,
with
I don't know if you heard it just now because you disappeared. Do you remember last year when we talked about Fields? Do you remember Lou saying he needs to sit a year, or was you the only one against him really for the most part?
Fields came into the league before we even started Three Amibros. He came in 3 years ago, and I felt that he should sit for a year. I think that all of these young quarterbacks should at least sit for 1 year behind a proven veteran, and let them get their bearings. They're not learning anything by being thrown into the fire.
That's how
I disagree. Look at CJ. Look at CJ.
But CJ, I think CJ is an anomaly because I said we all said it coming into it. We felt that CJ was the most NFL quarterback ready
because of his style. But I mean, a lot of them is he was behind Fields, same system, everything, same Ohio system.
I still think
Fields was a better quarterback.
I think Fields needed to sit for a year. I think that the only quarterbacks coming into the draft over the last couple of years, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence. But those are the only quarterbacks I felt like didn't really need to sit for like a year.
Trevor Lawrence is trash. Why did he need to sit?
He's not really trash. It's just
he's been his career for the most part has been trash.
It has. They dubbed him the second Peyton Manning.
You saying Trevor Lawrence only because they said he was generational and all that shit that they said.
He's not generational.
That's what they said. But that's what I'm saying. That's the stock you putting in him right now that he didn't need to sit. He just killed your whole logic that you just said. He came in the league, he was trash.
Okay, so maybe he does need to sit. Maybe he did need to sit.
Sitting does not do nothing, bro. You have to. The only way you get experience is get experience. You can intern at a job all you want, but once you start working there, you're gonna have way more experience than interning and thinking about it and not really being in the mix. I can tell you right now what it's like to be in London, but unless I live there, I can't really tell you London.
I like that analogy. I like that one. All right, come on, let's move on. We get too far these topics. Lions at Cowboys. Let's just talk about the controversial call. You want to talk about the ending, or you want to just talk about the entire game?
I might as well talk about the ending. I mean,
all right. Well, the ending with the three, the eligible receiver, the three. All right. So let me ask you a quick question. If the first two didn't work and there was complications with the first two, would you ultimately kick the field goal on a third try and just take it to overtime at that point, or would you still do what ultimately happened and just go for it again?
I would have went to OT because it was like a fake low scoring game. What was it, 2019? I think
it was 2019.
But Dan Campbell has been going.
Honestly, I thought the game was over when Goff threw the pick. I thought the game was over.
Yeah, me too. But Dan Campbell has shown all year he's been one of the most aggressive coaches. I wasn't surprised at all. As far as the reporting to the ref that you're eligible and all that, I see mad different videos and pictures, but I seen him go over there and tell the ref, but I can honestly, it don't look like the ref seen him or heard him, and then even the ref.
I mean, when they showed the replay, it shows the ref pointing to him, and he. I don't know. I'm on the field, so I don't know.
But they said number 70, so I think
it was 68 that reported.
And they said number 70 on the audio. So I don't know if they mixed it up or both of them was reporting eligible. I don't know.
But my thing is, why didn't they throw the flag right then and there? Because usually the flag comes out as soon as before even the snap. Well, as soon as the snap is thrown and he goes up, they throw the flag. The flag wasn't thrown until after the catch.
Yeah, sometimes it does, sometimes it does. But I did see audio too that they were telling him to back up. So I have no idea. I really don't know. But
do you think that the Cowboys squeaked this out?
Yeah, the Lions, bro. The CeeDee Lamb touchdown should have been a safety.
No, they should have been a safety. There was a clear hold on Hutch. You look at the only reason why he was able to escape out was because there was a hold on Hutch. Hutch had him dead to rights.
Yeah, and the linebacker blitzed and missed that completely. He didn't even wrap him up. He literally ran past him, and it looked like everybody gave up because they thought he tackled him. They thought it was a sack. That's how CeeDee.
But I seen on the left side that Hutch had him dead to rights, and then he got held while Prescott was coming out.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, the thing about the trenches,
that was a safety. That should have been a safety.
It's going to be a hold in the trenches for the most part. That's how linemen block for the most. It has to be like a super egregious hold for them to really call it. But the linebacker, the clean shot, he literally touched him with his shoulder pad running past him. All you had to do was put one arm out. But the Lions did that to themselves.
Yeah, CeeDee only had a game. He got all his yards from that one catch. It was like what 98 yards.
No. Well, that was because after that catch, he was 2 for 123, but he still put up 227. So he got another yards. But he had I think he had 17 targets and 13 catches. The Cowboys better pray that CeeDee Lamb don't even sneeze.
I seen you tweet that. They better pray that he doesn't get injured.
Done.
Yeah,
they have no other. They literally leaning on him for the whole.
And it's crazy because you have Cooks too, and I think Cooks is still a really good receiver.
Me too.
And the fact that he could play, he could get 1,000 yards with robots throwing it to him, and you're telling me he can't get 1,000 yards with Dak throwing to him? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's just quarterbacks find their favorite receiver and just target him like that. Clearly, he leans on CeeDee OD. Like the targets he get a game. He began like 15 targets a game. So Dak.
My question is why didn't you bracket CeeDee? But because every time that Branch was on, Branch was holding his own against CeeDee. CeeDee was getting really frustrated with Branch.
Yeah,
but then they put him on a slot or they move him away from Branch, and then he started killing on the other side.
And the slot is so hard to guard because it's so many different
the route tree out the slot is crazy.
You can get pushed out of bounds. You can play different averages, and the slot is hard as hell. It's like the only way you can play a side if you play in zone. If you play him in, you gotta get right in front of him, and he can go so many different directions and routes. Yeah. So I mean, they do a good job scheming CeeDee open, but the Eagles don't do it. They do a great job scheming CeeDee open. And CeeDee Lamb he was like that in Ohio State. Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma. No, he went to Oklahoma.
Kyler was it had to be Kyler because Baker I think was in the NFL already. So
it was Hurts. It was Hurts first, then Kyler.
No, it was Kyler. Then
yeah, it was Hurts first, then Kyler.
Yeah. No, it was Kyler, then Hurts. Kyler came out first.
Oh, you're right. It was Kyler, then it was Hurts, and Hurts ultimately almost won a Heisman with them.
Yeah, word.
Can we crown Lamar yet? Can we crown him?
I've been doing this a long time.
Can we crown him? Can we just put this to bed?
Vegas.
Lamar's him.
He like minus 2,000 to win MVP now.
Yo, he is him.
20,000.
He is him.
I said it was for a while. I said, remember we was talking about this before the season started. I said I'm not ready to put Hurts over Lamar, no matter what season he had. I said it was Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, and whoever else.
Yeah, I agree.
And all the criticism, I never understood it. Didn't make sense. But
it doesn't make sense because when Lamar is healthy, he's shown that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And the fact that they keep saying, "Oh, he's just a running back," no, he's he can stand in the pocket and throw it maybe better than Mahomes and Burrow.
When they say he's healthy, they don't. Joe Burrow missed way more games than Lamar. There's
Not
been
facts.
the quarterbacks who missed way more games than Lamar. So
Yep.
like, it is what it is. We know why they hate on Lamar.
Yeah, we know why.
We know why. He's black.
We know why.
Yeah.
But now I'm so I think the Ravens, like right now, first of all, it's not just their defense. I mean, their defense is just they're mean. They're more physical than everybody else. They play downhill. They play very aggressive. They get after it. They want the turnovers. It's not just that. It's their offense. I thought that losing Mark Andrews was going to be a huge blow for them, but it feels like they don't even need Mark Andrews right now. Like Mark Andrews coming back, of course, without a doubt, I think puts them leagues apart from everybody else because of what Mark Andrews could do on the field. But likely has stepped up. Zay Flowers has turned out to be everything that they hoped Rashard was going to be. Yeah, I think that right now, and you look at OBJ. OBJ's playing his best football right now, and this is where you want him playing his best football going into the playoffs.
But he's always been fake productive when healthy. I mean, but he didn't really. He made one big catch, but he didn't really do too much yet. I think he only had one catch. But it was a big catch.
Yeah, it was a big catch. But I still think that, I mean, right now the Ravens are probably that. I really hate San Francisco, and I hate to put them so high up, but given their track record and what they've been able to do, they're still up there. But the Ravens are probably the most scariest team in the league right now.
Yeah,
and it starts and ends with Lamar.
Yeah, I had San Fran ahead of them by one.
Do you still have them ahead of?
No, I'm saying I did before. If you go back to the ring, I had San Fran, but they punched San Fran since then, so they're one. San Fran's two. Then there's everybody else in the whole league, and then the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, did you expect this blowout against Miami, or did you expect it to be a little competitive?
Miami is just a nicer looking Cowboys. They've been the same thing as Cowboys. They don't play good against good teams, and they're soft. They're fast. They're soft. And I think Tyreek was a little banged up.
Tyreek is banged up. Waddle's out.
Yeah, but on top of that, they soft. Tua is soft. They don't play good against good teams. They're a whole different team.
And it was in Baltimore, and I think that helped
on top of that,
in their favor because the Dolphins is another team that plays worse away from home.
Yeah, bro. Imagine going from Miami to Baltimore. That's like having a vacation in reverse. Like get out that pretty shit. Come, you know what I mean? Come get this backyard. Let's play some football.
Yeah. So right now, if the season was to end, well, obviously the season ends next week, but season ends, who's your MVP?
It's clearly Lamar. But I only say Lamar because I know the MVP is a quarterback award. If everything's included, not a quarterback award, everything's included, who's your MVP? I don't know after next game, if Tyreek break that record, the Calvin record, then it'll be Tyreek. But if he didn't, then they'll go to McCaffrey.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think even if Tyreek was to break the record, I would still give it to McCaffrey only because McCaffrey he's shown that he's just been way more consistent. In my opinion, I think that Tyreek has had games where it was just like he was a non-factor in games. I mean, look at the Baltimore game. I get it. He was injured, but he's banged up. But even still, I mean, McCaffrey banged up, and he's still. I mean, we had like 16 games in a row with a touchdown. Going back to last season.
That's a cool stat, I guess.
Yeah, it's a cool stat. I get you. You don't like those kind of stats, but
most yards ever in a season, that's better to me than
I give it to Tyreek because Tyreek. I mean, that is tough, especially when you have Tua throwing to you opposed to Mahomes. And I felt like he could have had that with Mahomes, but Mahomes also had Travis. So it's like being that you're truly the number one, whereas you was 1A or 1B in Kansas City. Now you're truly
same stats, if no better stats.
Yeah, better stats. Better stats. But that's the thing though. He's just one. You know what I'm saying? In Miami. Whereas in Kansas City, he was 1B, 2A. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like he was still taking second fiddle to Travis.
Which shows
But I think,
he's more valuable.
right,
More valuable player on the
right,
dog. He's my MVP.
right. But if everything is not included and we're just sticking with quarterbacks, I would. It's Lamar. It's Lamar. But I think Lamar had it wrapped up. I want to say around week 11.
I can't say that because his stats are still not. If you're going by statistics, it's not that.
I mean, this isn't his best statistical year, but when you're talking about just everything that he's had to do to get the Ravens to this point, I mean, without him, the Ravens are not a 12 team, the 12, 13, 14 win team. They're not.
But that's most teams with a quarterback. That's naming every team without their quarterback. He's the MVP because he's a quarterback, and his team is the best team in the league right now. That's literally it. Whoever, and they punched on these competitions, a great competition. Same reason Hurts was the MVP runner. We all them people we spanked up, and he was a quarterback, and he had the best team in the league. That Purdy was the MVP favorite because he's the quarterback. He had the best team in the league.
Do you feel like Hurts did get snubbed last year though?
Jalen Hurts after getting hurt?
Yeah.
Nah, because Pat Mahomes' stats was crazy. He backed it up. If Pat Mahomes had a word, he had his best, I think, statistical year ever last year. Pat Mahomes did. So
nah, I think it was the year before that with Tyreek.
Similar to
he still had like 50 touchdowns the year before with Tyreek.
Officially, it was his best season ever.
Well, officially, yeah. Officially, I think.
And if it wasn't that, then yeah, it hurts. But yeah, Mahomes, the fact that Mahomes had the better team, he played more games and all that, then it hurts. Just gotta stay healthy.
Who would you give your most improved player to?
Most improved? That's a great question. It would probably be possibly like CD. It could be CD. I'd probably go CD Lamb.
I don't know. CD. He had the same year last year. He's just a little bit better. Well, I wouldn't call him the comeback.
Yeah, he had 1,000-yard season, but CD been going crazy. Like CD. Let me see. I don't know.
I think I would give it to Tua or Baker.
I don't know what Baker is like because most improved. Baker had a good season his rookie year, so I don't know.
But I mean, you could give it. The argument could be made for Tua.
Maybe, but I think Tua's last year too was type fire. Let me see. Last year Tua had.
He had the 2-3 concussions that almost ended his career.
Yeah, but like last year he had 25 touchdowns to 8 picks. This year he has 28 touchdowns to 12 picks. So last year, you know what I'm saying, he missed games. So last year he was probably. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I got to go through many different players, but I'm not sure.
Who would you give defensive player of the year to right now?
I would probably go with. It got to be a defensive end. I mean, I don't know. I know Khalil was leading at one point with sacks, but I'm not sure. I don't know where TJ's at. But I don't know. I gotta look at it, but I feel like that's more stats. That's more stats.
Yeah, that's more of a stat driven.
I don't
offensive player of the year obviously would go to Tyreek.
Yeah. Exactly. MVP.
And your coach of the year right now you have the Browns.
Yeah, probably Kevin Stefanski.
Oh. Okay. All right. We'll do it next week. Going into the playoffs, we'll give our what is it? What do you call it?
Rankings.
Yeah, our rankings. We'll give our rankings going into the playoffs, but we'll only concentrate on the playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
Give our rankings for that. And you can't put the Eagles last.
Yes, I could. No, they last.
All right. Saturday games. Steelers at Ravens. Steelers open up -4, and I think they only open up that because they're resting. Yeah.
Yep. And I still got the Ravens.
Oh, you think Huntley?
Still got the Ravens. Yep.
Huntley. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I got the Steelers. I think the Steelers get the 10-7. They're playing for something. They're trying to get I think they're one of the teams that's trying to get into the playoffs right now.
More talent.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Steelers might really win, but no, fuck it.
Texas at Colts. The Colts open up -1. You got Stroud back. I think Nico's back.
Yeah.
And this is another game that could very well potentially put one of these teams in the playoffs.
Division game too.
Division
I'm
game
gonna
as well.
say the Colts because Studied is my guy, but Gardner sucked, bro. Like,
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna go to the Texans, yeah, because Minshew was just trash, bro.
All right, consensus. Going over to the Sunday games, Browns at Bengals. The Bengals open up -5, and I think it's also because the Browns are resting.
Oh yeah,
Started.
so then Bengals, I guess. Jake Fromm, what up? My old boy from you.
Jake Fromm Jake Fromm starting
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
for the Browns.
Oh no, Jake Browning. My fault, Jake Browning.
Oh, I'm about to say, is he even still in the league?
I think Jake Brown. Yeah, Jake Fromm. I think went to Georgia, and Jake Browning went to Washington.
Yeah,
but I got the Bengals.
Consensus. I think they're resting their starters. They don't really care right now. And the Bengals are still playing for something. They're playing well, not really, but they could possibly still make the playoffs, even though I think that they should just pack it up. Bucks at Panthers. The Bucks open up -5.5, even though it's a divisional game. This game decides if the Bucks win the South.
Yeah, I got the Bucks.
Yeah, I got the Panthers should just lose it. They should bench Young. And they don't even get their pick, right? Their pick belongs to Chicago.
Chicago players now with their number 1 pick, but I mean they definitely gotta play Young. He needs as much experience as he can get, but he almost got hurt last game. He got hit.
He got killed.
But he gotta get experience.
This is another Falcons and Saints. The Saints need to win this as well, and they hoping that the Bucks lose against the Panthers, so they could make it in. The Saints open up -3.5.
I got the Saints, bro. The Falcons, they was my sleeper team, but it's been a disaster. Where they just keep changing quarterbacks. It's a disaster. The coaching over there is a disaster.
I think that the Falcons are going to win it, but it's gonna be tough, man. I mean, they just got smoked by the Bears. But I mean, this isn't a dome. They're not used to that cold, snowy weather. So I think it's gonna be a better game for them. Especially for BJ, but man, I want to give it to the Saints because I want to see what happens between the Bucks and the Saints, but I think that the Falcons ultimately pull it out. Jags at Titans. The Jags open up -5.5. Another divisional game.
Yeah.
Another team playing for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Jags. I think Will Levis got hurt too. Tannehill's a bum. So yeah, I got Jags.
Consensus. Jets at Pats. Pats are -2.5. The Pats are smart. They'll lose this game, but the Jets, I don't have no confidence in that quarterback.
I got the Pats, especially if it's Bill's last game. I think he want to go
their home. Yeah. I got the Pats. Vikings at Lions. The Lions open up -5.5.
I think that one's gonna be tougher than people think, and it's a divisional game.
Well, I think that the Lions are gonna rest because they were talking about resting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're gonna. They're not playing for anything at this. The lowest that they could drop is the 3 seed. That's the lowest they could drop.
They can't get. Yeah, you're right. They can't get the number 1 seed. I'm tweaking.
Yeah.
I would love to see Hendon Hooker get right because that's my boy. But yeah, I got the Lions. Until otherwise, unless they rest, I got the Lions.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Vikings only if they rest their starters. But if they're trying to get that number 2 seed, I got the Lions.
I'm saying yeah.
Bears at Packers. The Packers open up -3. I don't have no trust in the Packers. I
got the Bears.
I got the Bears. Broncos at Raiders. The Raiders open up -2.5.
I got the Raiders.
I got the Raiders. Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers open up -2.
That means the Chiefs.
That means the Chiefs are resting.
They have to be resting.
I mean, but they can't get lower than 3.
Yeah, I still got the Chiefs. They backup quarterback he been getting in and out of playing time. I trust Andy Reid still, and the Chargers is a shit show with injuries across the board.
Yeah, I got. I think that's a consensus. I got the Chiefs too. Cowboys at Commanders. The Cowboys open up -13. The Cowboys are still playing for something. They're still playing for the 2 seed at best. And especially if they win, Lions win, they still get the 2 seed. So and they're not resting. So I think that I give it the Cowboys.
I had the Cowboys, but last year
it's gonna be tough. It's a divisional game. It's a divisional game.
Last year it was Sam Howell. Last year, I think it was the last season of the
last game of the season. They smoked them.
Yeah.
Sam Howell.
Oh, I got the Cowboys, but I wouldn't be surprised. Commanders beat them.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Rams at 49ers. The 49ers open up -3.5.
Divisional game.
I think this is another game where the 49ers are ultimately going to rest. If they start, they're going to pull them by half. I think that the Rams win this one. It means more for the Rams too.
I got the Rams regardless.
Really?
Yeah, regardless.
I like that. I like that. I mean, and this is a big. I mean, the Rams need this win
to get in.
Yeah, to get in. Well, I think that they're technically in right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if they lose, then I think that there's they can either get the 7 seed or it's a whole bunch of rigmarole that they would need in order to keep their 7 seed. But right now they have the 6 seed.
They control a little bit more of their destiny right now.
Yeah. Seahawks at Cardinals. The Seahawks open up -3.
Not the divisional game, but I think Seahawks.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks too. And the Seahawks are sort of playing for something too. The Rams lose this game. The Seahawks have a chance to squeak in. Eagles at Giants. The Eagles open up -5.
I got the Giants.
It depends. It depends for me. I think that if the starters play for the Eagles, I think that they narrowly win by 2. But I think that what they should do is just bench everybody, go into the don't play in MetLife. Don't risk your playoff career playing at MetLife. That field is horrible. But yeah, I have the Giants winning if they rest their starters. If we gotta rely on Mariota, I got this.
I got the Giants.
That's crazy to say it. You got the Giants regardless?
I got the Giants regardless.
All right. I'm not mad at that. Bills at Dolphins. Sunday night game, last game of the season. Bills open up -3.
I got the Giants. No, let me stop. I got the Bills.
Yeah, I got the Bills. They're playing for something right now.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying
yeah. If they win this game against the Dolphins, they win the division. So they're playing for something right now. And they just lost Bradley Chubb. That might be a factor for them to play for something too. So I got the Bills. Plus, they've shown that they've been more physical than the Dolphins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just every time they play them.
Yeah.
I still got the Giants.
Stupid. Stupid. All right, man. That's been our episode. Again, if you haven't already, please hit our channel up, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be tuned in to our newest episodes. It's the 3 Amibros. We will see you guys next week for the final week of the season, man. Yo, this season went by quick.
That is crazy to say, but yeah, I got the Giants.
You just gonna keep saying that, right? Giants? Wait, all right, wait. So if the Giants play the Patriots, you still got the Giants?
I got the Giants.
If they play the Knicks?
The Knicks? It's gonna be a close game, but I got the Giants.
How about the Rangers?
I don't know. I think it'll be under with the goals, but I definitely got the Giants.
Oh man!
If they
how about the Atlanta Braves? You got the Giants?
I got the Giants.
We'll see you guys next week, man.